Cowboys, 2006 Super Bowl champions. Got a nice ring to it. Those words, that 8-second video done by Halen88 back at the beginning of 2007, probably one of the most powerful little entities on YouTube in the trash talking circle. I've seen a lot of videos about Halen, and I would be remiss if I didn't come on here. I figured I would do it live, Holmes, in honor of Halen88. I've seen a lot of videos about Halen. A lot of these guys making videos about Halen, unfortunately, didn't get the opportunity to interact with him on a trash talking basis or on a YouTube basis. Me, I was lucky enough to have found the TTC when Halen was a part of it. I'll never forget, man. It was December 2007, early December 2007. I was looking up Giants history. I was trying to find videos about Giants history, and I came across Kyle Pizzle. And I've said a bunch of times, Kyle Pizzle was my inspiration to make videos when I started. He was my inspiration when I came back a few years ago. I saw Kyle Pizzle. I saw that video and I said, I got to see more about this. I got to see more about Cobb's page. I got to see more about this guy. So I went to Cobb's page and I saw this young guy with the backwards red hat and his shades, and he had the headpiece back in the day. And he was talking about the Giants. And I said, damn, I would love to do what Kyle Pizzle's doing. And Kyle Pizzle kept mentioning this guy J-Wad and all this. He talked about J-Wad. So, of course, I go and look for J-Wad. And I find this big, burly Texan with that southern drawl that's just a wicked trash talker. And I watched and I said, man, I could do it. I would love to do what Kyle Pizzle's doing, talking about the Giants. Man, I can talk trash like J-Wad. I said, I'm going to throw my hat in the ring. And I'm going to see what I can do in the TTC. But Kyle Pizzle doesn't exist without Halen. J-Wad doesn't exist without Halen. I don't exist without Halen88. Your Simuses, your D-Towns, your New York Giant Prides, they don't exist. Your Big Daddy Caesars, none of these guys existed. The Giants Mafia and the CNS was a huge rivalry. Your Mike Moshes, they don't exist without Halen88. Your Mythoses, even going forward, your Ravon from Virginia's, your Terror Bellies, all these guys in the New York Giants Mafia, your Bones NYGs, they don't exist. Your Nitro Freaks, they don't exist without Halen88. Okay, your Eagles Fan for Life 17s, they don't exist. Your HTTRs, your Psychopaths, your Sports Lives and the ATLs, your A-Bombs, your 8 Camel Toes, none of them were around without Halen88. It's funny because I can remember Halen used to call, he never called me Bad Dog, but Halen used to call me when we would interact, was J-Wad Jr. What's up, you J-Wad Jr.? Listen up, J-Wad Jr. He'd always call me J-Wad Jr. because as far as the Giants Mafia and CNS would go, I was the Giants Mafia equivalent of J-Wad, and Kyle Pizzle was pretty much a Giants Mafia equivalent of Halen88, just in the way we did our videos, the way we talk trash. Halen was one of the few guys that I knew in the TTC back in the day on a first-name basis, a guy that I actually talked to on the phone a couple times. He was a very chill guy. He was a very classy individual. And I always wondered sometimes if Halen actually sat back and actually looked at what he created. The TTC was probably started with a few guys. It was probably about 12 to 15 people in 2007. It ballooned up to probably 60 or 70 in 2008 when I started doing my videos. And then it probably at its peak, probably had 400 or 500 trash talkers. The Saints video, they're not around without Halen88. There's no Saints Uptown. There's no JP of the New Orleans Saints. There's no fantasy football. There's no Joe Rock. There's none of these guys without Halen88. He meant a lot to what we do here. He's the reason that I started doing videos. But I can remember Halen88, man. I remember him, and he, like I said, he was a classy guy. I was fortunate to be able to trash talk with him. I can remember 2016. I remember coming back, and I can remember Halen88. God rest his soul. He couldn't figure out how to upload a video to YouTube. He tried so hard. Every time I went to that video, it would always say video not available. I remember, though, how excited I got to see Halen88 upload a video, or try to. When I saw that thumbnail and I saw Halen88's name there when the Giants were playing the Cowboys that second game of the 2016 season, I said, in my head, yes, Halen's back. Oh, I can't wait to talk trash with Halen again. It was a nostalgic thing for me. And unfortunately, those videos were never uploaded, but it was funny because the Giants and Cowboys, we had such a rivalry when the TTC started, and the Giants and Cowboys had not really played a meaningful game late in the year to that point since 2011 when we fought for the division title. And I just remember that, I was like, man, I was so excited. And unfortunately, like I said, it never got to be uploaded. But Capizzle mentioned, a few weeks back about him being a tree and people branching off of him. Well, to be honest with you, I think we all branch off of somebody as far as what we do on YouTube. And the TTC, I consider the guys in the TTC, all these video makers, like a forest. And Halen was the roots of every single TTC guy in that forest. Halen was what we all grew from in the TTC. Halen was the guy that made this thing into what it became. Without him, without that 8-second video, none of it ever happens. I probably don't make videos if I don't find Capizzle's video. Capizzle don't make videos if he don't find Halen, and therefore I'm not around. J-Wad might not be around. Who knows? But he's definitely the guy that got this whole thing started. And to go into a personal level with this, it's unfortunate. He's such a young guy. I mean, Halen was not much older than me. Halen might have been in his late 40s, early 50s at the most. And, it makes you stop back. It makes you step back and think of a lot of things, how trivial a lot of what goes on it really is, especially this time of year. This time of year, we really need to be thankful for what we have in our everyday lives. And a lot of times, man, and I can speak for this myself, I'm guilty of this, but us guys that work a full-time job, you got a wife, you got kids, sometimes it's very hard in the hustle bustle of everyday life to actually step back and appreciate what you have. My heart really goes out to his friends and family, especially this time of year, being that it's Thanksgiving, and you obviously know it's not going to be the same without him. So this is what I say, when you lose somebody, like I lost my father the same way. I don't know Halen. Like, I don't know if he had heart problems. I don't know if Halen was ill. I don't really know because I don't know if anybody really talked to him outside of here. And it's just, he's so young. So, it just makes you think. Like I said, I lost my dad like that. No sign of anything. Which makes you step back and think, man, tomorrow isn't promised to anybody. You really have to step back and be thankful for what you have. That's what Thanksgiving's about. That's why it's such a tough time of year for this to have happened to his friends and family. Because, again, this is the one day where you can actually sit back and say, thank God for these people in my life. Thank God for, all these people that love me. The people that are really important. What we do on YouTube is a hobby. What you have in your real life, what people the people that care about you, the people that you care about, those are the ones you really need to be thankful for. The ones that have been there for you, the ones that are there for you through thick and thin, good and bad, the ones that, you really wouldn't be the person you are without them. And you really need to be appreciative of that. The passing of a guy like Halen, not that I knew him personally, and not that, we hung out or anything, but, it's a guy that I'll never forget. It's kind of like T passed away a few days ago. I said the TTC has taken some hits. I never met Tyler Spence's mom, but I'll never forget Tyler Spence's mom. I never met Halen88. They had that tailgate back in the day, the Giants in Giants Mob and CNS hooked up in 2009, and I wanted to go to that. Circumstances didn't allow me to go to it. And I remember saying, man, there's a few guys that I really want to meet there. And J-Wad was one. I wanted to meet Big Daddy Caesar, and Halen was definitely a guy that I wanted to just hang out with, because he was just a chill guy. Like, you could just tell he was a chill guy. He was a very classy individual, and like I said, it's a real shame, but it's that type of thing that, even though I don't know him, it makes you step back and really understand that tomorrow is not promised to anybody, and it could happen any day to any one of our friends or families. You never know. That's why they call today the present, because a present is a gift. Sometimes, unfortunately, it takes an event like that to really make you understand how lucky we are to be able to do the things we do, And thank you very much for that, OC or QC, man. I really appreciate that, man. I really do. And I was just gonna say, that even though I don't know you guys personally at all. I say this all the time in my live streams, that what I started with on the TTC because of Halen, I'd had a lot of fun with that initially. What I used to do kind of ran its course, and obviously I've branched into a different direction. And I thought it would be a difficult transition to move from where I was in the group that I watched into what I'm doing now. But you guys have made it such a seamless transition for me, and you have really made what I do on YouTube extremely enjoyable. You really, and I mention this to you guys all the time, and I'm serious. It comes from the bottom of my heart, dude. I really, really appreciate your support in what I do, because if it's not for you guys, I'm not doing this. Like, I wouldn't have been able to branch out. I wouldn't be doing all these live streams. I wouldn't be doing these games. You guys really make YouTube enjoyable for me. It's just a hobby, but it's something that I really enjoy. You know, it's my time to just kind of get away from everything that is going on in my life. It's time to get away, just kind of decompress from all the hustle and bustle, all life stresses that hit you. And you guys make that fun for me. You make it enjoyable. So, yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, Crazy Dog, man. That's rough, man. I'm really sorry about that, brother. Yeah, I lost my dad a few years ago, and again, it was just it was right out of the blue. And I'm guessing Halen was so young that it probably was right out of the blue. You know, for him too. But, you know, Mosh is in here. Mosh doesn't exist. Mosh was one of the OGs. Well, Mosh is a guy that I've talked trash with for years and always enjoyed talking trash to Mosh. Always, and I give Mosh a hard time, but it's only because it's out of love. Bad Dog only really rips on you if he truly really likes you. And Mosh, I'm going to always give Mosh a hard time, because that's what Mosh is there for. Mosh is there for Bad Dog to give a hard time to. But it wouldn't have happened because of Halen. It wouldn't have happened, without him. And again, I see all these videos, and I think it's actually a really nice tribute to that man who, again, not many of us ever met in real life. I know Mosh has met Halen in real life. But, most of us have never met him. And yet here most of us are, or some, well, I shouldn't say most of us, but some of them are here, obviously paying our respects to him. And I think that speaks to what he was a lot as a person, that there's guys here that have never met him yet. We're on here, doing a little tribute video to him, and letting him know wherever he is, he's in a better place, and letting his friends and family know that, he meant a lot to us, even though we didn't know him on a personal level. And like I said, just a couple times I talked to him on the phone and interacted with him. He just seemed like a really nice, classy individual. And, it's just, he was one of the few Cowboy fans back in the day that I really respected. And I know somewhere when Thanksgiving comes around and the Cowboys are playing, he's going to be there live, homes, watching that Cowboys game in a better place. So, those are just my thoughts on it. It's an unfortunate thing. I mean, he was way too young to leave this earth. He was way too young, without a doubt. But if it wasn't for Halen88, Bad Dog probably would not be doing videos on YouTube. And again, I mean, we all are here because of him in one way or another. All these guys from all these fan bases that come on here and talk trash and interact with one another. It really started with him. It started with that 8-second video, and that's really where it started. So again, my thoughts and prayers go out to his friends and family. It's unfortunate, but again, I think we have to step back and realize, something like that. We really have to realize what's important to us, what's important in life with everything. Unfortunately, sometimes the TTC's kind of gone in a different direction. It had been going in a different direction for some time. It's not really what it was ever meant to be. It was meant to be harmless trash talk and just kind of, poking fun at one another. That's why the Giants Mafia and CNS got together, in 2009, and I know he had a lot to do with that. And that was a special moment for us in the TTC when the Giants Mafia and the CNS actually got together at a tailgate and hung out with one another. And it showed that what we really do here is all it was trash talk. But at the end of the day, we're all fans. And at the end of the day, we are all humans. And at the end of the day, no matter who you root for, we all want the same thing. We just root for different teams. We all want our teams to win, but, we can all hang out and talk sports, which is why I'm glad that even though I got into YouTube because of the TTC, I've kind of moved away from it, because I've said a number of times I really just enjoy talking sports. I don't want to have to insult somebody every time I open my mouth. That's not who I am. So, again, you guys have really made that a seamless transition for me, and I really do appreciate you guys and all your support on there. But again, man, I just want to pay my respects to Halen88, and like I said, man, his friends and family, my heart goes out to you. And be strong, man. That's all I can say. And like I said, wherever he is, he's in a better place, doing it live, Holmes. So that's all I got to say about it, man. Those are just my thoughts on it. That's where I came from. That this is how I got involved in YouTube, and it all branched off of him, one aspect or another. So that's what it is. You guys know I'll be back. I'll be back later tonight doing the Sooners-Kansas game. I hope you guys join me for that. And until then, it's Bad Dog. You all enjoy your day, and I'll see you later. I'm out.